All right, y'all, what's going on? So, as you can see on my chart, I got three different charts open right now. In the top, we got the daily. Over on the left, the right, at the top, we have the 1 hour, and at the bottom, we have the 5 minute. The reason why I have it like this is because to explain what I do and how I do it, I have to basically, I could explain this little teeny tiny trade right there just based off of having multiple time frames open. So let me log in so I can show where entries and exits and stuff like that is. I'm actually not going to do this. I'm going to be breaking down a trade from Bitcoin. So let's get into it. So right now, looking at this, I'm going to end up on this daily chart, but there's a buy position right here. And the reason for this buy position, this little green box right here, the reason why I took this buy was based off of the fact that let me turn this off. We were primarily trading within the range of this candle right here. Everything this day right here, this inverted hammer candle, this big old engulfing candle, this pin bar down here, this little candle here, and then this breakout candle, all of that happened inside of the range of this box except the breakout candle. So in my mind, when I go over here to the 1 hour, and I'm looking at the structure within this bullish daily candle, if the 1 hour market structure is bullish inside of that, or when it starts to go bullish again, then I will be comfortable taking buys, right? So I'm going to use this one. We can see price has a low, price pulls back, pushes up. We get a break of structure. And so now price is bearish from here to here. Any up movement in my mind at this point, until we take out this high up here, is just a retracement. So this became a retracement for a continuation down. There's a little path tool, retracement until we break this point, push down, new retracement, break a structure. So now this high right here is the one that's going to determine whether the price is bullish or bearish. And as you watch me draw on a 1 hour, all you got to do is look back over here on the daily and you can see where I'm drawing and how it matches the candles. And so in this day right here, we get a break of structure toward the upside. That is this little indecision candle down here from the daily chart. When we get here, you'll see these blue arrows mean I entered or pressed buy, and the red arrows mean I either hit sell or exited or closed some of my position that I had open, right? So now price is bullish from this low up to this high. Until we break this low, as long as we're between here and here, any downward movement I'm taking as a retracement. And so this black candle here is in the range of this bullish candle, so it doesn't mean anything to me. But then this black candle closes below this gray candle right here. So now I'm focused on this candle here. And if we keep on printing black candles downward, then that just means that the retracement is continuing. But the fact that we printed this downward black candle or bearish candle, and then this gray bullish candle came in next, closing above it, is the reason why from here, let's go ahead and highlight the bullish candle, because that is this right here on the 5 minute. In that 1 hour push from the lows over here to the highs right here, you can see the structure of the 5 minute is basically like this. We push down, we pushed down, we pushed up, tried to continue down, pushed up again. Did we break structure? The 5 minute went bullish right here. Then the 5 minute went back bearish right here, right? So from here all the way down to here, the 5 minute was bearish. And then it pushed up, pulled back. It pushed up a little bit more, but it never actually broke this high. So this is just a pullback, and we broke structure up. Now, this was that original 1 hour leg that was able to break structure, right? I know there's a lot of drawings on here, and I'm just trying to show you that this right here, I'm on the bottom screen, the bottom portion of the screen. This is that exchange of the 5 minute going bullish and bearish and back and forth. I don't care about that because I'm looking for buys based off of this daily candle over here. So based off of this daily candle, I'm interested in buys. And then on top of that, the market structure of the 1 day chart is also bullish. And so I was expecting this to continue up, right? So back to the candle that we were interested in was this one. We are trading this candle. And so once the 1 hour shifted structure right here with this break that we get right here, now I'm monitoring this for structure shifts, because once price breaks structure, it typically will retrace. And this is where we got our retracement and a new break of structure bullish, which lines up perfectly with that 1 hour candle that we are now trading. Let's get rid of all of this and draw it over again. This is our break of structure on the 5 minute, but it also is a 1 hour candle closure above the previous one. So now when price is between this low and this high, I'm seeing it between this 5 minute low and this 5 minute high. And my entry truly was supposed to come on this candle right there. Why? Because we have a bullish daily. Inside of this bullish daily candle, the 1 hour switched and went bullish. It retraced, and then it switched and went bullish again right here. Just as far as like, this is a good 1 hour entry, but I don't enter from the 1 hour. I enter from the 5 minute. So you could have just hit buy, which is pretty much exactly at the same entry as what I had, except your stop loss would have to go below this candle, or really I wouldn't put it below the candle I enter on. I put it below the candle just before it. So my stop loss would be here, my entry would be here. That's a big range, right? Instead, once I get that 5 minute break of structure that lines up with a 1 hour candle closure, and this is the 5 minute that broke above this point because this was the break of structure. We had an entry right there that I missed. Price went up. We started breaking down and creating these bearish candles. And then we were able to close above this candle right here with this closure right there. And so I entered as price was coming back down. Let's go over here to the 5 minute. And you can see, you know what? Let's put the daily down here. Let's put the 5 minute up there. And then let's 5 minute up there. Daily at the bottom. 5 minute. There we go. So the 5 minute is up here at the top now. And what I was saying is basically, the daily is not that, it is important, but I don't need, once I look at the daily one time a day, I don't need it anymore. So as you can see, this blue range is where we should be looking for buys, because I just highlighted the range of the daily candle in blue. So once it gets back into that, I can look for buys as long as the structure on the 1 hour is bullish, which we've already pointed out that the structure went bullish, gave us a little retracement pullback, and then gave us a new candle closure, which is bullish, which lined up with this 5 minute break of structure that happened right here. And then I opened up a buy right here as price was pushing up on this candle, right? And so the reason why I got out of this buy though was price started pushing up, pushed all the way up to here. And as it started to come down, I was like, okay, this is at 3 p.m. It's close to 5. A lot of times around the end of the day, price will do something crazy and then go in the direction it really wanted to go. I should have stayed in that trade. That was like perfect entry, but it's okay, because after I watched this a little bit more, I was like, okay, I really just got out emotionally. If we can break back above this candle, and the reason why it's that candle is because we've broken above this one with this one. We've broken above this one. Let's do this for real. We broke above this one. Here. Then we broke below this. Then we broke above this and we started pushing back up until we broke down right here. And the fact that we just kept continuing down and then we had this candle right here start pushing, I was like, okay, it's coming back close to my entry. I'm going to just leave it alone and get out of it. That was the reason why I got out right there. But I was like, okay, now that we're in this candle, once we close above this candle, I can look for buys. And I really, really, really was supposed to enter on the closure of this candle right here, which was at like 340. I might have been busy. And I believe when I look back at the chart, I was like, oh shit, it's going. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to just get in. So I got in on this candle right here because price had already been up there. So I really should have been entered from even lower. And this is just money right here that I left on the table. So my entry is actually right there. So now you see 3 arrows there because I originally opened 0.28 on that position. Now I closed 80% of partials at 1 to 3. So 0.28 times 0.3 is 0.0. 0.28 times 0.8 is 0.224. So I just decided to go to 0.22. My 1 to 3 is right here. Again, I wasn't paying attention to this. This is on a Saturday. I actually got engaged on this day, right? And so Saturday went by and it hit my 1 to 3. It was actually floating above my 1 to 3. Came back down, did its thing. And so then later on Sunday, which was the next day, early in the morning, I was like, oh shoot, it already hit my 1 to 3. I didn't even pay attention to it. And earlier that day it had been above my 1 to 3. So I was like, now that it looks like it's pushing down, I'm not gonna do too much. I missed it. It hit my 1 to 3 already. I gotta take it out. So that was 0.22 is what I closed on that trade. I let the trade keep running. And then I was shooting for this 1 to 7 because that was the high of this daily candle right here. A lot of times price will wick it and then run away the opposite direction. And so that was the reason why I wanted to take another partial at that point. And so price I waited for this candle to close above that point. And as soon as this candle here opened, you can see the red arrow sometimes. Anyway, that was where I got out on this candle. As soon as this one closed, on the next one I got out 82.53. 82.053. Yeah, it was like right at the beginning of this candle, at the high of this next candle, right? So that was my second exit on this trade. And then I just kind of let it go. If we go back to the 1 hour down here, as we are following the trade, once I entered, it pushes up, it gives us a pullback. It pushes up, it gives us a pullback, but does not break below this low. And then it explodes, which is where I was waiting for my 1 to 7. I was looking at areas down here, it's like demand or whatever. And then price even gave us the close with this candle. I missed that. I took it as this one. And then it's just giving us pushes toward the upside. And for me, because I could see the power fizzling out, it's already come up here, had a really sharp rejection from up there. It is moving up, but the reason why you see I have exit right here is because if we zoom in on the 5 minute, price was bullish from on the 5 minute right here. And so from this low, we technically broke bearish, and that came from this high. Can't draw straight lines. It went back bullish, and that was the reason why I highlighted this as a 5 minute low. And then that 5 minute low actually got broken. And as price pulled back, I just didn't like the way it was moving. And I was like, all right, I'm out. And also, this was a 1 hour closure below this 1 hour candle. You can't see it from this top screen is on the bottom right. There was a closure on with this candle right here. This one right here. Closed below this 1 hour candle over here that we would have been trying to buy if this was if I was trying to get into an entry. Let's see. If I was trying to get into an entry on this, and I was using this candle because this is the one that was where price was bullish. Then on the 5 minute, if we close below here like we did, not only was it a 5 minute break of structure, it was also a confirmed real break because the hourly candle closed below there as well. And I was like, okay, well, that means that the next candle for price to trade in is going to be this one. So 9 times out of 10, price is going to hit the low of this candle before it hits the high of this candle, because not only is it a 1 hour closure, but it also is confirmed with a 5 minute structure change. And so I was like, all right, cool. It's probably going to continue down. And that's why I got out. Now, that's it for the breakdown. There's 15 minutes. I was trying to be very much just like to the point with it. If there's anything that I didn't explain that you want to know, just let me know and I will, I don't know, drop another video. We can have a conversation about it in the comments. But let's go back to my original setup, which was, damn, where am I shit at? There's that one. And put the daily back up here and the 5 minute down here. And what I could do is basically delete everything off of this chart and redo it. But I'm just going to walk you through how I set my charts up too. I'm not only looking at just candles, I'm looking at market structure too. And the way I see this is there was a pullback, a push up, a pullback, a push up. Price structure wise is bearish on the monthly. So then once we figure that price is bearish on the monthly and we're in this down push right here, then I zoom into the candles and see which one is more likely to play out. Is it more likely for price to start reversing right now, or is it more likely for price to keep pushing down? And I'm gonna be honest, right now, price on the monthly is bearish and is operating inside of this bearish candles range. So from this high down to this low, which I don't even think I have monthly on there. Yes, I do. Okay, cool. So if we go over here to the, let's put the daily on this side for right now. So this is the monthly candles high, monthly candles low. That's what these pink lines represent. This is the previous month's low that we broke and closed below. And now we're operating between the range of the high of this month and the low of this month's candle. So I don't need to put this big old box on there because the pink lines are showing me that. A lot of people don't know about supply and demand and stuff like that as much as like they want to. But I use the wick up here as an area to, it's supply, but I'm not using it strictly as supply. I'm using it to tell me, pay attention even more. Price is way up here. Pay even more attention, right? And so now I can go from here to the daily. The daily is over here. I'm gonna put the 1 hour back over here. This is my original. This is originally how I set my charts up. So now that I already know we're dealing inside of a monthly candle that is bearish, our buys played out. But today, for the last 2 days, we've been trying to break out of the buys. If we look at the 1 hour, I got out and I never got involved again because I was waiting to see if price was going to continue up. But yesterday, we got this push down that broke the previous low. The daily is still bullish though, right? The daily is bullish structure wise because the daily low is all the way back here. So from here up to here is a daily impulse. And now this could be a retracement, but the thing that kind of helps me not focus on that part is that price could just continue and break this low. I don't know. So maybe this is not a retracement. We got to go to the lower time frame and follow it to figure it out. So I know that I really, 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 really want to be trading in the range of this bullish candle here. The last time that price gave us a, see, because we closed below this, and that was a shift. Then we closed above this. At this point, I would be interested in looking into this to see on this 5 minute Is there any way that I could have gotten in this? And the answer in this instance is yes. That 1 hour candle closure also was a 5 minute break of structure because we broke above this high with this push right here. And then there was a retracement. And in that retracement, price even gave us an entry with a bullish candle. Now, if I'm going to lose a trade, I want to lose it instantly. So to instantly tell me I was wrong. And by this 5 minute change of structure right here was also a new 1 hour candle closure below. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me show you what I mean. Pretty sure somebody might understand it. But this candle right here happened because of this 5 minute break of structure right here. But at the same time, this candle closure right here broke structure back down to the downside. And then from there, it maintained and it continued its downward fizzle. That was a good short. It wasn't a long-lived one, but it was a good one, right? And so we broke structure on the 1 hour and needed a retracement to continue down, which is exactly what we got. We got our retracement. Price tried to continue up. Price pulled back, tried to continue up, and then it failed. So the entry right below this point right there on the closure of that hourly candle was a great entry. The point is that now what I'm looking for is, because the 1 hour and the daily are not lining up with each other, I'm going to focus on following the 1 hour structure. If I have a 1 hour candle closure that's bearish and the 5 minute lines up with that as far as bearish structure, I'm going to trade the shorts. So I would have started getting involved again right around here. When you zoom in on this, we have a break of structure, price pulls back, it gives us an entry, but it doesn't live out very long. Then it goes bearish. Did it give us an entry? It gave us another entry, which wasn't the best. There's not much volume there. And then looking at these hour candles, we start getting involved in new entries right here, or at least starting to look for new entries, because this 5 minute low right here didn't do shit. It got taken out, price pulls back again, and then pushes up. Now this is a low, but it's also not a it is not a real 5 minute structural low. But the simple matter of fact is that price is already bearish. It's a gnat in here, bro. Price is already bearish. It wanted to continue up, it failed, and then continued down. So not only did it break a failed push here on the 5 minute, it broke a failed push here on the hourly too. And so you had two places you could have entered on that. It's either this candle right here or this entire 1 hour candle, which would have basically closed somewhere right here. And you would be in a good 1 to 3. I did not get to catch any of that. I didn't take any trades this morning. It's about to be noon. I just wanted to hop on here real quick and break down the trade that I did take, how I stayed in it for 1, 2, 3 days. I exited early on the 4th day. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed it. And I'll talk to you soon.